Hey guys, welcome back to Tone Plays NetHack. Just a heads up, I noticed on some recent videos, I've been doing a lot of 7DRL videos, so I don't know if this is particularly noticeable in my NetHack ones, that my mic was cutting out at certain points, kind of like that first big NetHack video I did with that Valkyrie a while back. I had a huge issue with that. I'm not really sure why that's happening. I didn't change anything after I had those issues the first time, it just kind of fixed itself. But I tweaked my mic settings a little bit, and a side effect of that might be that it's a little more sensitive, so we'll see how that goes and if it's more problematic or if it fixes it or whatnot. But yeah, just a heads up on there. Anyways, as for our tourist here, we just got back to this altar we had made a few levels above, and our prayer timeout has diminished, which means we can get artifacts again from our god. So I wanted to try and get an artifact weapon, hopefully by sacrificing more. We have some more create monster scrolls, so I'm gonna use this little acid blob trick that we used last time, I think, and see if that'll work for us. Now, what I didn't pay attention to was at the time, I don't actually have any confusion sources, which is how you make the acid blobs. So there's a few ways we can get around that, because potions of confusion and potions of booze are the best way to manage that, which I do not have. I was guessing that, let's look at my bag here. I think last episode I was wondering if these black potions were confusion, but they're value 200 and confusion would be 100, so I don't know why I was thinking that, so just a heads up on that. Yeah, that's gonna be what we want to do here, and I think I have a solution for that. The first thing I want to do is eat this tin of Winterwolf cub meat. Kind of curious if I can get cold resistance here. I could bless it, which will reduce, but I actually don't think it'll remove the chance for it to be rotten. I'm just gonna eat it how it is and not use holy water on it. Yes, we will eat that. Did not get cold resistance, unfortunately. And part of the reason I want cold resistance now is because that arc lich, or I'm sorry, it was actually a master lich that we got as a pet a while ago and then stepped on a level teleport trap. Is probably hostile by now, and they do a decent amount of cold damage, so I would like to get cold resistance before we run into it, which will probably be soon unless it's above us. And outside of that, I'm gonna go ahead, let's put on this engagement ring and see if it does anything. Actually, let me check the level. Big cat down there, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna take off my cloak and scale mail in case this is polymorph. Or do we know what polymorph is? Oh, and curses. You can page through the discoveries list like a menu normally. Is that new or is that always like that? I think it was always like that in curse, right? The dev team's actually been making a lot of changes for curses, improvements, I guess, lately. So I haven't been keeping too close an eye on them, so I don't know exactly what they've been doing. It could be new, but I don't think it is. Anyways, what were we looking for? Our rings. Oh, I do know what polymorph is, so I don't have to worry about that. So let's just throw it on. No ostensible effect. That off. We'll identify it later. Let's see, I have nothing that can get eroded by acid, so I'm just gonna attack this acid blob. Corpse. Pretty comfortable with my alignment record, which is different than alignment. Your alignment record is how favorable your alignment is. It's an actual integer that you don't want to be negative. I don't think attacking those acid blobs is going to lower it enough. That's like the fourth one I killed like that. I don't think it's going to matter that much. You get it back pretty fast by attacking normal monsters. Okay, so we got to figure out how we're going to confuse ourselves so that we can read these scrolls of create monster to create more acid blobs. The two ways that I have in mind, because we conveniently have unholy water, and I have 2 regular waters, so I can make 1 free unholy water to use. So we can either use this scroll of Confuse Monster, which will confuse us while cursed. Or, what I think I'm gonna do is curse this extra unicorn horn we have, which has a chance to confer confusion, as well as other really bad effects. But since we have a blessed unicorn horn, we can also fix those effects rather easily. So that's going to be reusable and not use up a scroll. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. So let's take those items out. All this water. So I'm basically going to use up 2 potions of water to make to get one use of a unholy water. If I diluted more potions, I'd get more usability out of that, but I honestly don't use unholy water that often, so I think just having 1 laying around will be fine. We might not even use it for the rest of the game. That's not true. There's a few situations where I do like it a lot, so I shouldn't say that, but we'll see. Yeah, let's grab those 2 in this extra unicorn horn. Oh, I should grab those scrolls too. I will go ahead and dip the uncursed waters into the unholy water, so we've created 2 cursed potions of water. And find the extra unicorn horn, uncursed, and I will dip it into that. Your unicorn horn glows with a black aura. J, a cursed unicorn horn. We got cursed and blessed. Natural pairing. And I'll go ahead and just put this water away since we are right on the verge of encumbrance. I can put away that engagement ring as well. I'm gonna knock away a lot of these daggers right now. And let's go ahead and apply it ourselves. We are deaf. Do that with our normal unicorn horn. Blind. Feel deathly sick. That's the bad one. So let's count our turns here, because that's a delayed insta-death. Okay, we got cured. Odds are you're gonna cure it. But just in case, if we got... Actually, the chances, especially with a blessed unicorn, you'd have to get ridiculously unlucky to, I mean, like fraction of a percent probably to actually not cure that before you die. But ways you can cure it easily are... Holy water is probably the easiest way, but also full healing and maybe extra healing. I don't remember if they have to be blessed or not, but blessed full healing will definitely do it. There's sometimes later in the game when that's more of a big threat because monsters reapply it and they keep cutting the timer down, so you end up a few turns from death. Full healing potions are a great way to deal with it as well. Alright, but let's keep applying this. Clumsy, let's fix that. Foolish, we'll fix that. Confused, that's what we're looking for. Let's read these scrolls of confuse, or create monster. And I can do this one at a time now, since we can continually apply this. I don't have to read all 3 of them at once. Let's cure our confusion. Less confused, nothing happens. And peaceful one. Let's fight the ones that aren't peaceful first. Corpse. I'm gonna attack this peaceful one because he won't get off the altar. Alright, buddy. Oh, first one. Your sacrifice is consumed in a burst of flame. An object appears at your feet. The voice of the lady booms. Use my gift wisely. What do we get? Like Christmas. Vorpal blade. Alright. Not terribly exciting. Let's remind ourselves of the stats on Vorpal blade here. It has the notable... Wow. Lost my speech for a second there. The notable effect of Vorpal blade is a chance of decapitating any monster you're fighting, as long as it has a head, which is pretty cool. So this does normal longsword damage plus 1, so it's a 1 extra damage. It has a D5 bonus to hit. So I guess depending on how much you value the insta kill affects how good you think this weapon is. I'd rather have something that does double damage against a lot of monsters, like a Frostbrand would be sweet. But the Vorpal Blade will do for now. I'll start using this and we'll start training up a longsword. I'll have to take a look at it, probably not right now, and see how we value expert short sword versus unskilled, or not unskilled, but basic longsword. Actually, the question wouldn't be expert short sword because I don't think we can get expert in 2-weapon. Oh man, we almost tried to write on the altar because I didn't like what I was doing with the number sign there. That could have been scary. But yeah, our 2-weapon's capped at skilled, which means that's what our short sword will be when we're 2-weaponing, which is what we want to do eventually. The question's really skilled short sword versus basic short sword, because our longsword is restricted to basic. So I think longsword is going to prevail. That's what our consideration will be. The plus D5 to hit that Vorpal Blade gives will make it easier to train it up from unskilled to basic, although our to hit is pretty dang good right now, especially when we're not 2-weaponing, so that's probably nothing to worry about. Go ahead and drop that. Let me offer this other acid blob corpse, just so we get our prayer timeout up a little higher. And so turn 25,700 is our new prayer timeout. Was I keeping an indication of that on any of my items? Name our amulet of reflection. Five, 7, 1. So now we'll have a rough indicator of when we can pray again by knowing when we last prayed. I leave food on the ground here. No. Let's go into our bag and eat something. Eat 2 of these sea rations. Put away other create monster scrolls. We'll put away this cursed unicorn horn. There's another benefit of having the unicorn horn, which we can use as much as we want to confuse ourselves, is that I didn't have to read all 3 of those create monster scrolls at once. We can save the others. If I only had one source of confusion, I would have wanted to get more bang for our buck there and read as many as we wanted. Those away. Let's go ahead and build the Vorpal Blade. And we'll 2-weapon it with this Blessed Rusty short sword. Cool. That means I can actually drop this other short sword. I'm not going to need it. And drop one of these other long swords. I'll wait to identify them in case one of them is enchanted. We'll hold off on that. We'll go with this. Cool, I think that was successful. Do I have... Let me pull out my ranged weapons again, all these daggers I've been carrying around. At some point I need to do some polypiling to get our... just to basically get items out of our inventory. We were carrying too much stuff. But I can wait a bit longer. And when I say we're carrying too much stuff, it's really just because I know we're kind of teetering on being burdened and not burdened, which is kind of an annoying state to be in. Potentially dangerous if you have to pick something up and you become burdened. In a situation where every turn counts, that can be bad. Is there anything that I don't have in my inventory that I want in my inventory? Maybe a healing potion? No, I'm not going to bother. That wand of teleportation we have is going to be excellent for us. It's a great escape item. You can either teleport yourself or monsters away, depending on what the situation calls for. Lock that door. Okay, so I need to stop 2-weaponing. We can train. The Vorpal blade decapitates the Jaguar. Okay, that's why this weapon is sweet. You kill the Jaguar, welcome to experience level 12. Fun stuff. The Vorpal blade's a really fun weapon. I'm kind of happy we got it. I don't know if it's necessarily an optimal weapon, but it's definitely a fun one. That's what these games are all about, is having fun. Okay, I think we can just race back down. Let's take a look at our overview here. Level 17 is as deep as we got, so I'm just gonna check all of these with telepathy. Race. Human zombie. The Vorpal blade decapitates a human zombie. Ooh, our Taurus is very effective with this weapon. So much fun. Peaceful pony. White unicorn. Teleported away, it looks like. I wonder if I have any skill points to upgrade longsword yet. Actually, I know I do because we just leveled up. The unicorn horn to weigh us down, but also fantastic poly fodder. Hold on to that. Scroll of enchant weapon. There's a good chance we end up using the magic missile. I guess I'll take it. We end up using this Vorpal blade for the rest of the game. It's definitely suitable. I might try to get one more artifact gift at some point. Depending on how that goes, we'll determine whether we stick with this or not. I don't remember if trolls can regenerate. They get decapitated. Cool, we can enhance. We're now most skilled in longsword. Sweet. Troll corpse. I'm gonna eat this. So troll corpses will keep reviving. There's a until they don't. There's like a chance that they won't, but they can revive a lot, and they're pretty annoying. And they a lot of times, a lot of trolls are strong. They like to carry polearms. This one doesn't have one, so something good with them is to take their polearm away. It makes their damage much lower. But one way to get rid of them is to eat them. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this because I know I was bordering on being hungry anyways. Wow, one scroll weighing us down. Pull things away. See, I'll probably polypile things soon. I wanted to wait until we know we're not going to need that cursed unicorn horn anymore, because I'm definitely going to polypile that as well. I'm going to stretch this as long as we can. Although we do have a bunch of charges on that wand, so maybe I don't have to polypile that right away. That's probably a better idea, actually. But it looks like we're going to do that soon. Basically, once I'm at the point where I'm getting burdened and can't really fight it off, is going to be when I commit to doing some polypiling. Because when you polypile things, you lose the items slowly. They shudder and disappear. I'm gonna turn on auto pickup too. The side effect of polypiling is you lose items. So if you're in a situation where you want to lose items, and you're carrying around things just to polypile, it's a good idea to just do it. Purchase for traps. Really confident about that. Ooh, another one asleep. Parchment spellbook. There's not a blank spellbook. I feel like sometimes it sounds like that would. Put this spare one to sleep away. I can put this one to speed monster away. I'm still burdened. Okay. Let me drop I don't know why I have this other... What did I drop? Okay, the short sword. That's what I wanted to drop. Cool. And it unburdened us. Let's get through this floor. Cockatrice down there. Etten hard. The Vorpal blade decapitates the Etten. Ooh, I wonder if this is gonna say, because Ettens have 2 heads. It did kill them. Be funny if there was another message. Ouch, this guy hurts. Leocrata attacked pretty fast, relatively hard. I didn't expect to have so much trouble with him at this point in the game, but I guess I am. Just a reminder that we're not invincible yet. Although we're in a pretty comfortable state for this point in the game. Careful on this cockatrice. Gotta be another room down here. Or maybe there's not. An owlbear? An ape? I want to kill things just to, for the chance to decapitate them. It's so much fun. Alright, it's safe right here. What was I gonna do? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I want to read this parchment spell book, which means I need to bless it, which will take potentially 2 potions of holy water. Dip it. Light blue aura, that means it was uncursed and now it's blessed, as the game will tell us. Let's go ahead and read that, because when they're blessed, 100% chance of success. Detect monsters. That's actually a really nice spell. And I don't plan on playing this game for another 20,000 turns, hopefully, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Put away potion of water. Again, you don't forget spells until 20,000 turns after, so I don't plan on playing that much longer, then don't need it. It's not because we're gonna die, I just don't need 20,000 more turns to finish this game, hopefully. Some of the rolls that have slower starts like this can drag on, like even at 26,000 turns is kind of high for me at this point in the game. But you know, we're having fun and playing safe-ish. So that adds up. You descend the stairs, you enter what seems to be an older, more primitive world. This is the rogue level. It's a tribute to the rogue game of, you know, where roguelikes get their name from. Monsters don't leave corpses here. Items have different symbols. There's a ghost that is a what? Homage to the rogue devs? I don't remember what the ghost name actually is. It's been so long since I've actually done anything with it. And there's only capital letter monsters that generate here. Peaceful Fire Elemental. We got a Rust monster and a Number Hulk. Cool. This level used to display really weird on certain display settings in terminals. I used to get off of it as soon as possible. They actually fixed that in one of the 3.6 varieties. See, gold is at asterisk now. Actually a config file option, which I have my RC file in the comments there. You can look at what I'm using for this, and there's one that changes the display type just for the rogue level to aid in decapitated the mummy, to aid in systems that were having trouble like I used to. But a good fix for that. But yeah, the rogue level, you'll notice, so I think all the rooms are dark, and if I have a lantern on, I can still only see one tile away in the corridors. The lamp doesn't work in the corridors. Actually, when I'm standing right here, I can't even see through that. I guess is how the original Rogue worked. I haven't played Rogue yet. I will at some point. It was good to know your roots, right? Oh, okay. Rust monster. I should kill this with a dagger. An elven dagger, which are made out of wood. Nothing else he can hurt. Stab that guy to death and put our longsword back on. The longsword might be rust-proof anyways. I forget the state they give these items in. So there's the ghost. Glenn Wickman. Fight them. So yeah, you get a cheap plastic imitation of the Amulet of Yendor. I thought I had an auto pickup exception for that. I guess it doesn't work. We'll look into that again. Yeah, there's a lot of food rations here, which is kind of nice. And some other stuff that's kind of usually not that great. Let me put 6 of these food rations away, and it's probably going to burden us. Drop the Amulet of Yendor, the cheap plastic imitation of one. Eat this other food ration. Cool, that unburdened us. Actually, I should have eaten sea rations instead. They're less efficient. And that connects conveniently, so we're able to just circle around the level like that without having to backtrack. So yeah, that's the rogue level. That's fun, right? Pop down another floor. A lot of stuff going on in this starting room. We've got a zoo probably down there. Probably a throne room actually with that. There's an ogre king down there, but that's a weird assortment of monsters for a throne room. It must be a zoo. They're all kind of similar at this point. Actually, a throne room would be nice for the throne itself. We'll find out when we get there. I don't think a Olympus would be in a throne room though. Let's go ahead and call this episode here, and then we'll explore this floor on the next one though. That was a fun little episode. See the rogue level and everything, decapitate some monsters. Good stuff. So next time we'll just continue getting down to the dungeon, and we're getting pretty deep here. We're probably going to hit Medusa's level here soon. Start running into some stronger monsters that we'll have to be a little more careful about. And once we get to the castle, oh, that's when the fun's going to start. I can't wait for that. That should happen here in the next couple of episodes, so fun times ahead. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you all then.